What's up, everybody? Well, it is a little windy, so bear with me. It's always windy at this point. I'm trying to keep the wind out of the camera as much as possible. But behind me is Quake Lake. I mentioned this in my last video. The lake destroyed this resort. There's the Madison River down there. Now I want you to pay attention to the dirt line, okay? And then I want you to look all the way back, and you can see where the baby trees are at the bottom right off the tip of my finger. That's actually where Quake Lake's water level was before they dug this out. All right, so if you're wondering exactly where I'm at, I'm gonna cross the road real quick. People have a tendency to fly by on this highway. It is a 60 and 70 mile an hour highway. But I'll flip the camera around. Right there, the Quake Lake Visitor Center, okay? Now, I was talking in my last video about the earthquakes that we have in the state of Montana, all right? And I'm gonna show you something. Now, the information center is closed. They just closed a couple of weeks ago for the season. They're gonna put their steel shutters down for the winter time. But take a look at what's in the background, okay? So 1959, I'm standing on where the campground used to be, where 28 people lost their lives when an earthquake struck that had a magnitude so powerful that it literally shattered a mountain, okay? This is the rubble pile, all right? And just in case you're wondering, that's the mountain, okay? Now, honestly, when I look at this rubble pile and I look at the devastation of that peak right there, I feel like this mountain actually got thrown, okay? So what it did was it blocked the Madison River, and it was filling up about probably like 3 feet per minute. A bunch of rubble and debris. As you can see, I'm actually walking on what is the debris pile. The visitor center's basement was the original visitor center that they built, and then they went ahead and built the structure on top of it. But none of this was here. The river was actually just over there. And now it's over there because they had to dig it out. But they've got a memorial boulder up there. Those are the two biggest boulders from the collapse that are still intact. The rest of this is all rubble and debris from that mountain right behind me. So when it comes to earthquakes in Montana, everybody's always freaking out about Yellowstone erupting. Everyone's also under the misconception that Yellowstone Park is actually dormant. It's not. Yellowstone Park is actually an active volcano. That's why Old Faithful goes off, Steamboat Geyser, and a bunch of other geysers in the park. Now, it produces earthquakes daily. All right? So, inside that visitor center, they have a video you can watch, and they even have a seismograph that keeps track of different earthquakes and stuff like that. And there is a trail you can walk around here that has a bunch of informative plaques. You can also drive down the lake, and there's a lot of informative plaques too. When you look all the way down, you're not going to be able to see it, but all the way over there, there's a hillside. That hillside is where they had to run to seek refuge. They literally ran a mile upriver to the highest mountain they can find to get on top of it to escape the floodwaters. It took them a while to dig this out. So I figured I would show you this. I'll give you one more pan of the debris pile, and then I'm going to add some clips of what it looks like on the other side of the visitor center going upriver, where the lake entrance is, coming in from the Madison River just downstream from Hebgen Lake. And then I'll give you another view of the debris pile downriver from where I'm at right now. But I figured I'd show you that one more time. That took a lot of force to shatter that mountain and create this debris pile, all right? So I'll see you guys in a second. All right, so this is the upstream side of the debris pile. This is Quake Lake right here. And there's still a lot of trees that are still sticking up out of the water. When you go farther down, you can see in the background, the farther you go up, the more trees stick out of the water. You can see them on the other side of the lake over there. And then here's the debris pile right here. Okay, you can see how big this debris pile is. Now the Madison River outlet that they dug out is over there. And this is a debris pile where they got the visitor center. So it was a lot of debris. This highway I'm standing on, they had to redo because the original highway is actually underwater now. So there's the visitor center right there, right off the tip of my finger, right there. Okay, you can see the visitor center. You can see the devastation of that mountain and the debris pile in the background. So that gives you an idea of what it looks like on this side. And this is the higher side of the debris pile. So I'm gonna go ahead and go downstream from this lake down to where the river's normal level was and the normal highway grade level was, and show you how big the debris pile is on that side. But this is something you really got to keep in mind. Like I said, we have earthquakes out here all the time. A lot of them are small. Every once in a while we get big ones, and then every once in a blue moon you get one that does that. Okay, so I'm gonna jump back in the car and I'll see you guys in a second. Now if you ever come to Quake Lake, this is one of the creek inlets on the other side of the lake, and it's kind of something you'll blow right by if you're not paying attention. Okay, but there's a big turnout right down there where you can see the minivan. It's my wife's minivan. Gets better gas mileage than the Jeep, so we drive that for long trips. But if you ever get a chance, park in that turnout and come check this out. I don't know how well you can see the color of that, but this is literally a glacier blue lagoon, okay? And it's extremely deep. The reason that it's got this color is because it's ice cold. I've never been anywhere around here in the summertime when the temperature of that has been warm enough to be able to enjoy. It's always ice cold. But it is so cool, and I just figured I'd have to show it to you before I go to the downstream side of the rubble pile, all right? So take a really good look at it. You can see the creek going into it there. All right, so when you see the culvert going into the lake, you know this is here. I wouldn't recommend swimming in it. It's extremely dangerous, and it has a lot of not only standing dead trees in it, but it's got a lot of down trees in it too, okay? We call those strainers in the rafting world. You don't want to get caught in one. So I'll go to the other side of the rubble pile, all right? So I'll see you guys in a minute. I'll give you one more look from a different angle so that you can see what I'm talking about. You see how crystal clear that water is? On a sunny day, you can see all the way down to the bottom. It's totally awesome. But since you can see it better on this side, I figured I'd take a few seconds and just show it to you. I'm gonna walk around this tree. Look at that. Super clear water. And very cold. All right, last shot, I promise. But you really do got to really see it without the wind affecting the ripples in the water, so you can see how literally clear that is. That's just insane. So I said it was cold, and my wife went ahead and stuck her hand in it all the way almost down to her elbow because she saw a shiny rock. So what was the end result?
I instantly regretted it as soon as I put my hand in, but I was determined to grab the rock because I like shiny things and I like rocks, and I had to see what it was, but my hand is still really, really cold.
Yeah, she said it actually went numb.
Yeah.
Was that like 14 seconds in the water?
You want to feel if my shirt's still damp?
No, I'm good. Anyway, I'm going to show you this rubble pile here. So, it's going to get windy, just to let you know. It's always really windy on the Madison River. If you've ever been up here and you fished it, you understand. But you can see that debris pile in the background. I'm going to go ahead and cross the highway because when they dug it out, they only dug it out enough for the river to start flowing again and then let erosion take its toll. So you can see how much has actually been washed downstream from the erosion from when they dug it out. And then all the way back right up there, that's the debris pile. So it was a very devastating earthquake in 1959. The Madison River is literally right there. So it goes all the way through here. This is another area that you really want to check out if you come out here. There's a crazy S-turn with white water in it. It's not a boat section by any means, and I would not recommend taking a kayak down it neither. As a matter of fact, there was a gentleman that tried to kayak it and he was killed, okay? So I'll leave that for you to come check out by yourself, but don't try to take a boat down it, all right? But other than that, let me know if you liked the video, and if you did, leave a like on it. Hit that subscribe button if you're interested. Share it with a friend in case you think they might want to see this. Don't forget your notification bell. And I will see you guys next time. Take care.